Join me. Together we can rule the galaxy far and sound.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
Hello there, Space Wizards, Plastic Spacemen, and Rebel Princesses. This is Todd Hoffman and Trent Hoffman, and this is Big T and Little T, a Star Wars podcast. Welcome to episode 163. Today, we're looking at some Christmas movie watching that we did. We're going to look back at Rebel Moon, Gran Turismo, and Fast X. Joining me today is my little buddy, Trent Hoffman. Well, he's kind of here, but kind of not here. We got a little pre-recorded stuff that we're gonna switch over to Trent here in just a little bit. So we've been, oh man, it's been a great Christmas break. We had, we've been playing a lot of Fortnite, doing that. Had a really good Christmas. And just enjoyed some time off, a little time off for me. Trent's had a couple weeks off, which is nice. And it's just been fun. But first up, we have a little birthday to celebrate. Trent turned 11, and so we went to our favorite place, Galloping Ghost, which is a somewhat local arcade in the Chicagoland area in Brookfield, Illinois, and it's pretty large. I think it's the largest arcade in North America, maybe. I don't know. It's a lot. There's a lot of machines there. It's very loud and very fun, but his big brother Jordan joined him, and we had a great time there. So let's check in with that. What's up, everybody? Big T, Little T here. Let's start right off the bat there, Little T. It's your birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Yay.
How old are you?
11.
How's it feel to be 11? Old?
Yeah.
You're wiser, smarter. Yep.
Hitting puberty.
Handsomer. You're handsomer. Yeah. So, wow, 11 years. Feels good.
Yeah, it does.
Well, Happy New Year to everyone.
Yep.
We hope your New Year's and Christmas was well.
Yeah, I got everything you wanted.
You got everything you wanted, and you made all the resolutions and all the things you want to do. What's your resolution? You got a New Year's resolution there, Little T?
I kind of wish, yeah.
What's your wish?
Uh,
What do you want to do different this year?
Different?
Or something you want to... Good habits are good, too, if you want to continue.
Yeah, I really do want to get good grades.
Good grades, yeah.
This year I want to make the football team.
Okay. That's some good stuff. That's awesome. For me, I'm trying to write a book, so I need to work on that more. That's my goal, man. That is my goal. Okay. So, what else, man? What else is happening? We are going
to Galloping Ghost.
The
world's largest arcade, right?
Yes.
In the world.
This is it's so much fun.
It's in
Brookfield, Illinois, right by the zoo. I'm going to drop you off the zoo, and then I'm going to Galloping Ghost.
Shut up! I'm going to... Oh, bro, if they call, I'll just be in my underwear just going around with the monkeys.
Sir, your son is in the monkey cage. What's happening? But yeah, we're going to Galloping Ghost. This is a staple for us.
Yeah, my brother's coming.
Oh, Jordan's stopped by. So we'll come back because we got some movies we want to talk about, and we're going to talk about how fun it was at Galloping Ghost. But until then...
Yes, we're going to play Mortal Kombat.
Oh, snap. We were watching High Score over this break. It's on Netflix, and it's kind of like a docuseries where they document all kinds of cool stuff about the video games, and oh my gosh, it's done really well. I really like it, and it's great history, and there's history about just Sega, Nintendo, and arcades, and all that stuff.
Fan. I like Sega and all, but I'm a Nintendo.
Yeah, I'm a Nintendo boy, but
I'm a sucker for Nintendo.
Yeah, I like Nintendo too. So, but yeah, it's It's fun. It's fun. So we're going on there, and the whole bit is there's a bit about the fighting games and stuff like that. So
Gosh,
yeah, so we're excited to play some fighting games today, and it's cool that your brother's coming out,
Yes.
and we're just gonna have a good time.
Yep.
All right, we'll be back. Until then, peace.
Peace.
As you can see, we are super, super excited to dive into Galloping Ghost, and we'll get back to that in just a little bit. But let's go through some of the movies that we saw this Christmas break. All right, first up, Rebel Moon. All right, so Rebel Moon is directed by Zack Snyder, and he co-wrote this with Kurt Johnstad and Shay Hanton. And so here's the deal. This is all you need to know about Rebel Moon. It's supposed to be a Star Wars movie. That's right. This one was released on December 26, 2023. And the Part 2 Rebel Moon, The Scar Giver, is scheduled for April 19th, 2024. So a little inside baseball, if you will. This pitch was given to KK by Zack Snyder many, many moons ago, and KK turned it down. And it's very sad because you can see the potential, and as I'm watching this film, it was something that it's essentially the inspiration is heavy metal magazines, Akira, Star Wars films, and it was in development and pitched to Lucasfilm in 2012. It was a little bit more mature than KK would wanted, and Snyder started pitching this around to Warner Brothers and a couple other people, but it finally fell onto Netflix. Okay, and so there is apparently there is going to be an R-rated extended cut. So this one is like PG-14 or PG-13. And anyways, it's Star Wars. Just the bottom line, it's Star Wars. So there is this Imperium. Essentially there is this Imperial type people, and we essentially are introduced to this person, Cora, and Cora is she's played by Sophia Botticelli. She's a former Imperial soldier who rallies warriors across the galaxy to fight against the Mother World. We have this other Titus, a former general of Imperial recruited to lead the fight against the Mother World. We have Atticus Noble, an admiral of the Balasaris right-hand man. We have Gunnar, a farmer who's secretly in love with Cora, who joins her attempts to defeat the Mother World. We have, Darian Bloodaxe, who's a warrior and Devra's brother, recruited by Cora. Nemesis. Anthony Hopkins joins, voice of Jimmy, who's the last race of these mechanical knights. There's a couple other characters in here, but I think that's what's kind of obviously somewhat confusing and not terrible, but it's just, there's a lot of new characters thrown at you. But essentially, there's a big fight, and there's a kind of splintering of this Mother World or Imperium type thing, and now there's this kind of rogue general guy, Atticus Noble, that is kind of running the show now, and he's looking for resources for his army, and that's where Cora comes in. She's a farmer, I'm using air quotes here, but she also has ties to her time in the Imperium. And I'm not going to go through all the beats of the plot, but essentially um, she has to leave the homeworld because their farmer town mayor dies, and so she decides she needs to take action and get out of here. Um, Gunner and them depart, and they start recruiting warriors. We have an interesting bar scene, very similar to Cantina, with like a weird brain thing that like is talking through a humanoid, and there's some other weird things where the alien wants to be with Gunner, and there's a lot there. But the bottom line here is Cora recruits all these kind of warriors that are on these different planets to help try to fight. And there's also kind of like this resistance thing going on. So anyways, she basically she meets a smuggler who gets him off planet. That sounds familiar. And then they kind of go on this kind of recruiting thing. And yeah, so at the end, though, if you kind of fast forward, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched Rebel Moon and don't want to find out, like, definitely watch Rebel Moon. But the Kai, the smuggler, turns on Cora and turns on the team. But then Gunner takes out Kai, and they all have this huge battle. And then, so then essentially Cora gets them, saves them, gets it all done. So the main bad, Cora bests him, and essentially the Mother World forces recover him, and they kind of go in this astral plane thing, and then he demands that the main bad, like kind of the Emperor guy, basically says, "Yo, you got to get Cora because she's my daughter." Dun dun dun. So yeah, this guy, the main bad, who kind of is bested by Cora. Yeah. Anyways, there you go. So Noble's this Atticus Noble guy is the main bad, and he technically dies, but these Motherworld people bring him back to life in a sense. And the main bad, with Balissaris or something like that. So anyways, let's just put it this way. I really thought it was well acted. It looked great, and but not a lot of emotional weight. So that's kind of what I feel about this film. But you got to stay tuned for me and Trent will rate all our films here in just a little bit. Okay. Next up is Gran Turismo. Okay. So Gran Turismo was also released in 2023. This one dropped on Netflix, I think, and so that's what got our attention. It is actually based on a true story. It's directed by Neil Bolkenkamp. He does a lot of great things. He's also one of my favorite sci-fi films. He did District 9 in 2009, which was amazing. But we have, it tells us true story of Jan Maradin-Bora, I think. He's a teenage Gran Turismo player who becomes a professional driver. And we have Hopper, David Harbour, Orlando Bloom, from Lord of the Rings, Legolas, and obviously like Pirates and stuff like that. And a couple other other cool actors that are involved. Jamon Gaston, he's really good. I think he's been in a couple Spielberg pictures and stuff like that. He's really good. I really enjoyed him. He plays the dad of John. So Gran Turismo, if you're not aware, is a Sony PlayStation game, and it's a very huge. It's a racing simulator game, and so it's pretty simple. So the marketing executive of Nissan, who is played by Orlando Bloom, he says, "Hey, why don't all these players are playing this game? Wouldn't it be awesome if we work with Nissan, who he is part of, and we get a racer out of them?" So they have this huge contest. And the premise here for John is that his dad is disappointed in him because all he does is play video games, and he is a former football player, soccer player here, and his younger brother is following his footsteps. And yeah, there's just it's just like disapproving, and doesn't feel like John should spend all his time playing video games. So they have this kind of thing, and there's a little party, and they get caught by the cops, and John outruns the cops, but then his dad finds out and gets him in trouble, and then basically has him start working at the railroad. And the issue is that there's this contest, and now he's got to be there in time to do this. So he kind of leaves his dad and does this contest. And next thing you know, he qualifies, and he's off. He's off to this GT Academy, which Nissan puts up. And at the same time, there's the executive, Orlando Bloom, Danny Moore, is trying to recruit somebody that could help train them. And that's where David Harbour's character comes in. And which I believe his name is Jack, I think. Yeah, so Jack puts through them all these different paces, and it kind of narrows down the field from the contestants. And as Jean essentially finishes this race, and then he does really good. And part of it is so he basically has to win this race, and he does, and beat his two competitors, I think, and John is number one, hooray. And then he has to finish fourth in a series of races to get his contract. And essentially there's some bad guys that are from Jack's old crew, but he takes a pretty good lead, but then he gets tapped and spins out and doesn't qualify. They travel to Dubai. He travels to Dubai and he crashes, and when he crashes, he actually kills a person, and so they have to travel to Tokyo, and then he finishes the race and qualifies to earn his license. When he travels to Tokyo, they sign Danny with Jack sign a contract, and they actually bring in his girlfriend or his friend, and so then they go all over the place. And this is where they're in Germany, and they unfortunately that's where he crashes, and he actually kills a pedestrian. But then they decide to go. They want to do Le Mans, and then that's where it's discovered that Jack also had a fatal accident in New Le Mans, and that's why he retired, and he could have been the best. and he basically pushes John to say, you have to do this. Don't be like me. And so John takes him in, and they enlist two of the other gamer, the first and second and third people in, as long as they're drivers, and they do this thing where they have to race every 3 hours for the 24-hour Le Mans, and basically John's father shows up, and he's happy, and he's approved. There's a lot of great stuff. I'm going to tell you right now, man, this movie is better than it should be. It is there's a lot of emotional weight, a lot of emotional things at stake. The CGI is great. It's really, really good. Well acted, really super awesome. I love David Harbour, Orlando Bloom, everything. It's just really well casted, and Trent and I really enjoyed this. This is a super fun movie. I really highly recommend it. I'm not gonna spoil the end, but basically, it's pretty amazing, and it's based on a true story, and it's true. We switch gears now to a not true story of Fast X. All right, so Fast X is also known as Fast and Furious 10. This also came out in 2023 and just was recently dropped to streaming. I believe this came out in May, if I'm not mistaken. So, this is written by Dan Mazo and Justin Lin, and this has the whole crew back. And Toretto, which is Vin Diesel's character, must protect his family from Dante Reyes, which is Jason Momoa, Aquaman, who seeks revenge for his father's death and loss of his family's fortune. So here's some fun facts about this one. This also has a little, like Rebel Moon, has a little history. Justin Lin, who's I think directed 4 or something. Yeah, I think there's like four films that Justin Lin does, and so he's directed 5. Excuse me, he's directed 5. So Justin Lin he knows his things. Like, he knows like all about it. So it, this is his baby or whatever. But they began filming in April of 2022. So yeah, they're I think a weekend or something like that of filming, and Lin takes off. Creative differences. Lin stays on as a producer, but here's what happened: is Lin and Diesel clashed. Diesel shows up out of shape, often late, and did not remember his lines. So Lin was just super upset with like how things were going, and he basically says, this movie's not worth my mental health. So I think that drove him to exit, and Universal's losing $1 million a day to pause production. So they pick up Louis Leterrier. He did Incredible Hulk in 2008, and has a connection with Jason Statham, who when they did Transporter way back in 2002. So they took a lot of what Lin already put together, and the crew's all there. And so they were able to try to get this thing back on back on schedule. I mean, this is filmed in a lot of different places, which is, they're in Rome, and they're all over the place. It's, so anyways, you got that going on, so that put a little damper on Fast X, but it drops here in May. And really what you got is there's a little tie-in to a previous Fast and Furious movie, but they find out that one of the bad guys that they took out, the bank heist, what is Moro's? Think of Aquaman's name. What is his name again? I'm trying to find it. Hold on. Yeah, so he plays Dante Reyes, which is against. So he dies in Fast and 5 in 2011. So Moa plays it very well. He's got a lot of different issues. He's got daddy issues. He plays it more like, I would say, the Joker, if you will. It would be the best. He's a little less macho, and but definitely throws in, a little. I would say he does really good. I think he plays a really good arch nemesis for Dante here, Toretto. Yeah, Toretto. Sorry, not Dante. Toretto. So you got the usual crew, or Michelle Rodriguez, Tyrese, Ludacris, Jordana, Sung, John Cena as Jacob. Brie Larson's in here, Captain Marvel. She plays Mr. Nobody's daughter. There's a lot of characters in this film. And in fact, Trent and I were like, we got to look up the Toretto family tree, because it's kind of crazy. So we who's this and what's going on? But this one's good. You get what you expect from a Fast X perspective, but essentially they're, the bad guy, Jason, Dante Reyes is going after Dom and his family. It's all over the place. There's a couple different crosses, but John Cena comes back as Jacob, and he gets Dom's son out of harm's way, and there's some great stuff there. And we get two kind of cameos here. Spoiler. I mean, the first one, Charlize Theron, who plays Cypher, comes back, which is earlier in the film, but really at the end, you do have Gail Gadot reprise her role as Giza Yashar. She helps the girls out. Both Cypher and Letty team up, and then our boy Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson shows up as Luke Hobbs in the final scene, and basically says that we're coming after you, or something like that. So guess what? There's more, and there was. They teased this early in development. Like, there's so much story that they are going to split this movie in two. So there's going to be a Fast 11, I guess, out there. I don't know when or where that's going to happen, but it did fairly well in the box office. It grossed 568 million, or no, 714 million overall, with the worldwide. So that's pretty good. I mean, I think why Fast and Furious, you get what you get. It's high speed chases and cars and all that stuff. You're not going in for the plot, So, So I'm sure we're going to get some more stuff happening, but obviously with everything, the strike kind of put everything on hold. So I wouldn't think we'll get anything here in the near future. But anyways, there you have it. That's that's the 3 movies we watched. And so we are going to turn it over quickly to Little T and myself as we rate them. And here you go.
We saw 3 movies, real quick. 3 movies. We saw Gran Turismo. What did you? What? That was good, dude.
Yeah, I loved it.
Gran Turismo slayed. Fast and Furious X. We saw.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. And then we saw Rebel Moon, which was also good. But I actually, out of the 3, I say Gran Turismo is the best.
Mm-hmm.
I was like emotional about it.
Yeah.
I was emotional. So, how many T's would you give Gran Turismo? 10. How many T's would you give Fast and Furious X? 9. Rebel Moon? 8. That's about right for me too. So there you go. That's our quick review.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed our little episode here. Little different, just like mixing it up here, but we had so much fun. Again, happy birthday to Trent. Can't believe he's 11, but there you go. You know where to find us. So, Big T, Little T podcast on Instagram, BLILT podcast on Twitter, and then twitch.tv/Big T, Little T there for Twitch. Definitely follow us there. You can find us playing Fortnite and all that fun stuff. Hey, drop us an email at bigtlittlepodcast at gmail.com. You can drop us if you rate us on Apple Podcast or give us a 5-star rating on Spotify. We'd love to read that on an upcoming show. Or, hey, what are you looking forward to in 2024 from Star Wars or movies in general? We'd love to hear your list, and we would love to read that in an upcoming episode. That's, again, Big T, Little T podcast at gmail.com. Again, we'll be doing some Star Wars, pop culture stuff, movies, the whole deal. You know the deal. And we always end this with, truly wonderful the mind of the child is, and may the force be with you always. Bye, 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 bye.
Well, it was another successful trip to Galloping Ghost. Trent is really, really tired.
Mm-hmm.
He came, he saw, he destroyed on video games. What was your favorite game?
Let's see. Oh, that's a hard one.
It is a hard one.
I really did like Rampage.
Rampage. We played, we had a special guest. Jordan showed up, which was awesome.
That's my brother.
Big Bro showed up. That was his first time at Galloping Ghost. And
I was Rampage or Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Rampage, we went through like 40 days.
No, like 41.
40, yeah. And we played the original Rampage, and we got to play, because that's a 3-player game. And it starts off in Peoria and Joliet. It goes all over the place, but it was fun. We played like 40 days of that and like just destroyed everybody, and it was great. You played the original Mortal Kombat, which was pretty cool.
I tried to do finishers. I looked it up. It was hard.
And it's hard. There's hard. Yeah, it's hard. But we had a lot of fun. We played a lot of different games.
Yeah.
There's so many games there.
Yeah, 5.
And when we checked in, the guy's like, you said, it's my birthday.
Yep.
And he's like, bro.
He gave me a free t-shirt.
He got a free t-shirt. A free t-shirt. And then we got some coins that I guess we could turn back into, get some snackies or something there or whatever.
Good. I'm gonna keep
Yeah,
those.
I think those are cool. They're like cool, like.
They're $5 each.
Yeah, that's pretty dope, dude. That was pretty fun. So there you have it. You're almost done with day 1 of 11. How do you feel, bro?
It's good.
It's good. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. So there you go. Little T, big old 1-1. So, we're excited for this new year. Excited for things to come. We got a lot of Star Wars, a lot of games. We're looking at picking up Avatar here.
Somebody's already done with it.
What? They just kept on playing.
I bet.
Yeah, but we're playing that. We're on Twitch. We're playing Fortnite, and we're almost to Peter Griffin. We're almost there, buddy.
Yeah, after that, how long? When is the next season?
Next season not till March, but I mean the other one that I really want is Solid Snake, so that should be exciting. But yeah, lots to come in 2024. We're excited to see where it goes. I mean, we got a new Ghostbusters movie coming out, bro.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that. And yeah, there's gonna be some fun happening in 2024, and we're looking forward to it.
We're looking for 2025 too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dad, look at the droid selling queso.
It's not polite to talk about others like that.
It's okay, kids. What are the chances he's gonna hear us?
It's high. It's very high. Don't worry. You can make up for your embarrassment by procuring some of my queso. It has flavor.
Only K2's Mucho Queso is made from a blend of Bantha and Thala siren milks.
Here, ingest this.
Ew, it stinks.
I could say the same for you.
What?
This is so good.
Congratulations. Your taste buds are being rescued.
Daddy, let's buy it.
Your behavior, young lady, is continually unexpected.
Rebels will love the home-style meltiness of K2's Mucho Queso. The Empire? Well, Marva said it best.
Let's get going, kids.
Try K2's Mucho Queso. You'll love it. Cassian said you had to.
Well, Little T's like losing his energy. His energy bar is down to 1. So we're gonna bust out of here, but we'll catch you soon. Happy 2024 and happy birthday, brother. Love you. All right.
Bye.
Peace.